Love that sweet, refreshing watermelon in summer, but tired of massive fruits, sprawling vines, and backbreaking work? There's a homegrown melon that's even sweeter, juicier, and much easier to grow, especially for gardeners over 55. Today on Plantify Daily, discover why cantaloupe is the smarter, more rewarding choice for your patio or deck. I'm about to show you why experienced gardeners are making the switch from watermelon to cantaloupe, and trust me, once you taste a perfectly ripe, homegrown cantaloupe that you picked at peak perfection, you'll never look at melons the same way again. Let's dive in. Let's start with the most important thing, flavor. While watermelon typically measures 10 to 12 on the Brix sugar scale, homegrown cantaloupe can hit 14 to 16. That's genuinely sweeter with a rich, complex flavor watermelon just can't match. You're not just getting refreshing water content, you're getting intense, honeyed sweetness in every bite. Second, that incredible aroma. Walk past a ripe cantaloupe in your garden and you'll smell that heavenly fragrance from feet away. Watermelon, virtually no scent until you cut it, and here's huge for those of us watching our backs, a typical cantaloupe weighs just 2 to 5 pounds. Easy to carry, easy to store, perfect for 1 or 2 people. And here's what'll surprise you, cantaloupe you grow at home tastes nothing like the grocery store version. Commercial cantaloupes are picked underripe to survive shipping. Yours, you'll pick them at peak perfection when they literally slip off the vine. The difference is night and day, like comparing a sun-ripened garden tomato to a cardboard winter supermarket one. For mature gardeners who want maximum flavor with minimum hassle, cantaloupe is simply the smarter choice. And it gets even better when we talk about space. If you've downsized your home or your gardening space isn't what it used to be, cantaloupe is about to become your best friend. Unlike watermelon vines that sprawl 15 to 20 feet, basically taking over your entire yard, cantaloupe vines stay manageable at just 6 to 8 feet. That's the difference between needing a quarter of your property versus just a small corner of your patio. This is perfect if you've moved to a condo, townhouse, or smaller home. Here, the exciting part, cantaloupes thrive in containers. Yes, you can absolutely grow full-sized, delicious melons in a 5-gallon pot or grow bag on your deck. I've seen spectacular results from gardeners growing 3 to 4 perfect melons in a single 10-gallon fabric pot. You don't need a sprawling garden plot anymore. Raised beds, even better. At waist height you can tend your cantaloupe plants without all that bending and kneeling that gets harder every year. Trust me, your knees and back will thank you. This is gardening that works with your lifestyle, not against it. One of my favorite setups is a beautiful ceramic pot right outside the kitchen door. Now here's a game changer that'll revolutionize how you think about melon growing. Grow them up instead of out. Cantaloupes are natural climbers, and with just a simple trellis or sturdy cage, you can train them vertically. This is the technique that takes cantaloupe from nice garden crop to perfect crop for experienced gardeners. Growing vertically eliminates almost all the bending and kneeling. Everything at chest or shoulder height. Checking for ripeness, just walk up and smell. Harvesting, no stooping required. As someone who's been gardening for decades, I can tell you, this smart adaptation lets you keep gardening joyfully for many more years. Here, how to set it up. You'll need sturdy support, a heavy-duty tomato cage, wooden trellis, or cattle panel fencing all work beautifully. Install it when you plant because you don't want to disturb roots later. As the vine grows, gently guide the main stem up the support with soft cloth ties or old pantyhose. When melons start developing, they'll need support since they're hanging in the air. Create simple slings from old t-shirts, pantyhose, or mesh produce bags. Just cradle each melon, it looks charming and works perfectly. The bonus? Vertical melons get better air circulation, dramatically reducing disease problems, and they ripen more evenly because all sides get sunlight. Let's talk timing. This is where cantaloupe really shines. From transplanting to your first ripe melon, you're looking at just 75 to 90 days depending on variety. That's roughly 2 to 3 weeks faster than most watermelons. In short-season climates, or if you're planting late, that difference can mean success versus disappointment. But here's the part I absolutely love: the harvest window. Watermelons ripen all at once. Suddenly you've got 6 huge melons ready, which is overwhelming. Cantaloupe is far more civilized. One plant produces 3 to 6 melons that ripen over 3 to 4 weeks. You'll pick 1 or 2 per week, enjoy them at peak freshness, then pick the next ones. A steady, manageable harvest that doesn't overwhelm your refrigerator. That's the kind of thoughtful gardening that comes with experience. Plus, faster maturity means you can succession plant. Start a second batch 3 weeks after the first, and extend your harvest well into early fall. 2 plantings can give you fresh cantaloupe from July through September. Choosing the right variety makes all the difference. Let me share the 3 best. First, Ambrosia, named after the food of the gods for good reason. This is the gold standard for classic cantaloupe flavor. Deep orange flesh, incredible sweetness often reaching 14 to 15 Brix, and that intoxicating aroma that fills your kitchen. Fruits run about 4 to 5 pounds, perfect for 2 people over a few days. Ambrosia has been the favorite for decades because it simply delivers on every promise. If you're new to growing cantaloupe and want to experience what perfect tastes like, start here. 85 to 90 days to maturity. Second, Hale's Best, the variety for practical gardeners who value reliability. Developed in the 1920s and still going strong because it combines excellent flavor with superior disease resistance. Particularly good against powdery mildew, which can plague melons in humid climates. This is your set it and forget it variety that performs even when conditions aren't perfect. Slightly smaller fruits at 3 to 4 pounds, very sweet and with attractive, well-defined netting, 80 to 85 days. If you garden in the southeast or anywhere with humidity and disease pressure, Hale's Best is your friend. It's been trusted by gardeners for nearly a century. Third, Sugar Cube, and here, where it gets really interesting for modern households. These are personal-sized cantaloupes, just 1 to 2 pounds each. Don't let the small size fool you, they're intensely sweet, often the sweetest of all at 15 to 16 Brix. The perfect size for 1 person or 2 light eaters. No waste, no leftovers going bad in the fridge. The smaller fruits are easier to support on vertical trellises, and each plant produces more of them, often 6 to 8 little gems. Fantastic in containers, 70 to 75 days, making it the fastest option. If you've downsized your household but not your love of fresh melon, Sugar Cube is genuinely perfect. My recommendation: if you have space for 2 or 3 plants, grow 1 of each. You'll get different ripening times, different sizes for different uses, and a wonderful opportunity to compare flavors. Garden variety trials are one of the great pleasures of experienced gardening. All are available from quality seed companies like Johnny's, Burpee, and Baker Creek. Now let's walk through exactly how to grow spectacular cantaloupe. Starting seeds indoors in late March to early April. Cantaloupe hates root disturbance, so start seeds in biodegradable pots or soil blocks that you can plant directly. Plant 2 to 3 seeds per pot, about ½ an inch deep. They need warmth to germinate, ideally 75 to 85 degrees. A heat mat works great, but the top of your refrigerator or near a heating vent works too. You'll see sprouts in 5 to 7 days. Give them bright light, a sunny south window or grow lights. When they develop their second set of true leaves, thin to the strongest seedling. Start hardening them off a week before transplanting. Transplanting happens after your last frost date when soil is at least 65 degrees. This is crucial. Wait until the weather is genuinely settled. Cantaloupe is tropical at heart and will sulk or even die if exposed to cold. Better to wait an extra week than plant too early. Patience here pays off big time. Choose a sunny spot, truly sunny, at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sun. More is better. Melons are sun worshippers. Work in 2 to 3 inches of good compost or aged manure. Cantaloupe are moderate feeders. They don't need super rich soil, but they appreciate organic matter. Soil should drain well. If you have heavy clay, consider mounding or raised beds. Space plants 2 feet apart if growing on the ground or 18 inches if using trellises. Plant at the same depth they were growing, don't bury the stem. Gently remove from biodegradable pots if needed, being careful with roots. Water thoroughly after planting to settle soil and eliminate air pockets. Here's the golden rule for watering: consistent moisture while growing, then back off when ripening. During growth and flowering, keep soil evenly moist but never waterlogged. About 1 to 2 inches per week from rain or irrigation. Drip irrigation or soaker hoses are ideal because they keep water off leaves, reducing disease. Mulch with straw to conserve moisture. Once fruits start sizing up, gradually reduce watering. This concentrates sugars and develops that intense flavor. You'll actually get sweeter melons with a bit of drought stress at the end, nature's way of making them irresistible. This is the secret professional growers use for maximum sweetness. Fertilizing is simple and light. At planting, mix in that compost. When vines start running, side dress with balanced organic fertilizer or compost tea. Once you see baby melons forming, switch to fertilizer lower in nitrogen, higher in phosphorus and potassium. A tomato or bloom fertilizer works perfectly. Don't overdo it. Too much nitrogen gives huge vines and small, less sweet fruits. Cantaloupe have separate male and female flowers. The females have a tiny swelling at the base. That's the baby melon. Bees usually handle pollination, but if you're not seeing good fruit set, you can hand pollinate. Just take a male flower, remove the petals, and dab pollen onto female flowers. Best done in early morning. It's meditative actually. The main pests are cucumber beetles, striped or spotted little beetles that damage leaves. Hand-pick them in the morning when they're sluggish or use row covers early season. Remove when flowering starts so pollinators can enter. Aphids occasionally show up. A strong spray of water knocks them off, or use insecticidal soap for heavier infestations. Watch for powdery mildew, a white dusty coating on leaves. Good air circulation helps prevent it, which is another reason vertical growing is brilliant. If you see it, remove affected leaves and consider organic fungicides. Vertical growing keeps foliage dry and air-moving, which is your best defense against fungal diseases. Here, where patience becomes a virtue, in the last 2 weeks, melons size up and develop characteristic netting. The skin under the netting changes from green to tan or golden. This happens over just a few days, so check daily once melons are full-sized. This color change is your first ripeness signal. You'll start smelling that incredible fragrance from a foot away. Then comes the magic moment: cup the melon gently and lift slightly. If it's truly ripe, it will separate from the vine cleanly with almost no pressure. That full slip. There should be a clean, corky circle where it detached. If you have to pull, it's not ready, give it another day. Never pick cantaloupe early thinking it'll ripen off the vine like bananas. It won't get sweeter. Sugar development stops the moment it's picked. That's why grocery store melons pale in comparison to yours. You're picking at the absolute peak. Once harvested, let it sit at room temperature for a day to soften slightly if needed, then refrigerate and enjoy within 5 days. Let's talk about enjoying your harvest. Fresh uses: cantaloupe with a squeeze of lime is classic. Wrap chunks in prosciutto for an elegant appetizer. Toss into fruit salads or make a refreshing cantaloupe basil salad with mozzarella. The natural sweetness pairs beautifully with savory and acidic flavors. Frozen cantaloupe chunks make incredible smoothies, creamy, naturally sweet, no added sugar needed. Blend with yogurt and mint for a drink that tastes like summer. For freezing, cut into chunks, freeze on a baking sheet, then transfer to freezer bags. Make cantaloupe water by blending with water and lime, then straining. With a steady harvest, you'll have plenty to experiment. Beautiful montage, thriving vertical plants, perfect harvest, juice dripping from slices. Patio container setups looking gorgeous and productive. Happy gardening at comfortable heights. Text: sweeter, easier, space saving. So there you have it, cantaloupe, sweeter, juicier, more aromatic, and genuinely easier to grow than watermelon. Perfect for smaller spaces, containers, and vertical growing. Gentler on your back and knees, a manageable harvest that doesn't overwhelm you. And a flavor that will absolutely spoil you for grocery store melons forever. This is smart gardening that works with your lifestyle and experience level. Less effort, more delicious summer reward. Whether you're growing on a condo balcony, small patio, or traditional garden bed, cantaloupe gives you that fresh melon joy without the watermelon hassle. I hope this inspires you to try cantaloupe this season. Trust me, once you taste that first perfectly ripe homegrown melon that you picked at full slip, smelling like pure summer sunshine, you'll wonder why you ever bothered with watermelon. This is what gardening is all about: maximum reward for smart, efficient effort. If you're ready to grow cantaloupe this year, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to Plantify Daily for more easy, practical gardening.